Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. In this session, we are going to see how to download and install with TagUI Windows installer. Let's get started. To download TagUI Windows installer, you have to go to TagUI site, which is to launch the TagUI site, navigate to your favorite browser. In my case, I am using Microsoft Edge. In the address bar, type tagui.read the docs.io. In the landing page, click on Install and select Windows. In the Windows on the top, you should see recommended to download TagUI Windows installer. As the instructions says, click on download. You should see it's getting downloaded. Click on show. As soon as the download completes, Windows will request you to confirm the executable file which needs to be downloaded as it is unpublished. Click on keep and click on show more and click on the link keep anyway. So it should fully download it. So when it's fully downloaded, you can go to the folder. You can see TagUI Windows is being installed. Once you're done, double click on this and click more information and say run anyway. So installer should start. Click on install. It should show you dialog box, user account control. It's advisable to click on details and then check on all the parameters and say yes. Click next. So it requests you, so you should have a write permission. Technically, you should be able to install it in C drive. Sometimes people do not have permission in C drive. So I'll show you both the options. With permission, what happens, without permission, what happens. So first, let's see if you don't have permission, what happens or what needs to be done to work around from the situation when you don't have permission. So in the C drive, so let's say I'm going to just install C drive and let's click next. So you click next and you say start, wizard gets started, installation begins, and it throws an error writing into C drive you don't have access to that directory. So whenever you try to access DLL, it throws an error, right? To overcome this error, there are two options. You can just cancel it first. Click close. Click close and get out of the wizard. Go to download location. Click on the setup. Right click on the setup and you should see run as administrator. Click on run as administrator. And click yes. It's very similar. And install. You should not find that error. And say everyone. And click on next. And click close. Click next. Click next. This is Corito. So as stated, so first it has completely installed TagUI things, and TagUI also needs Amazon Corito, which is JDK. So we are installing JDK as a prerequisite. So JDK is finished. It will check for the redistributable. It's checking for redistributable is finished. Overall installation is complete. Let's go and check in our C drive whether it is installed. So go to C drive and then you have a TagUI installed. So you can see all the files. But if you really see, to check whether TagUI is going to work, our setup is done and it should basically, you should get started. So click on command or click start the command prompt. Say cmd and you should have a command prompt. So here, let's type to check whether TagUI is set up properly. TagUI, and we should get an help file. It says that TagUI is not recognized as internal or external command, operable program, or a batch file. So it's not recognizing. So whenever this error appears, it implies it's not able to resolve TagUI executable wherever the TagUI executable is, meaning the path is not properly set up. So to check whether path is properly set up or not for the desired location, as per the documentation, with the TagUI Windows installer, we can able to install step 1, 2, and 3. You still needs to install Chrome. You need to have Chrome to really get TagUI working. So in our case, Chrome is not set up, not installed. So we'll go and install Chrome before we move on to the next step. So download Chrome. Chrome is downloaded, and let's go to show download location. So we have a Google Chrome here. Let's install Google Chrome. Let's ask for confirmation. Click yes, and Google Chrome is getting installed. So we have successfully installed Google Chrome. Now let's go to the step 5, add TagUI/src to the path. To add TagUI/src to the path, go to Start, Settings, System, double click on System. In the System, click on About. In About, you have System Settings. Click on System Setting. A dialog box should appear. So in which you have environment variable, click on environment variable, go to, so you have two options here, user variable and system variable. Click on system variable section. In the system variable, you have something called path, and double click on a path, or you can say click on path and edit. So you should see a dialog box. In the dialog box, say new, and if you have copy pasted or remember the path, that's good. Otherwise, you can say browse. Click on browse, and you can say C:, and TagUI, and you can say src, where you have our executable. So you define it and say OK, and say OK, and OK, and do just confirm. Close this and start a command prompt. Click on command prompt and test TagUI. Now now you see this is all available and set up right. Now let's go back to our instruction. Follow the step number 7 to check whether TagUI is properly installed and working fine. So copy. I have copied it. Go to our favorite command prompt. I'll just squeeze it a little bit. Go to this icon, click on edit, and then paste. Right. So Control V also works fine, and hit enter. So when you hit enter, it automatically launched Google Chrome, and it is navigating to Google, and the search bar, it's saying latest movies. The latest movies, it is trying to click a latest movies on editorial.tomato.com and waiting for the page to be loaded. And if you see, all the process is complete, all the steps were completed in like 23 seconds. And this finishes our setup with Windows installer.